Good evening and welcome everyone to the Pub Quizzle this Tuesday night with me, your host Ali B. Red bow tie on tonight, no problems this evening, and the crew are here, Ham and the Hoobs. We're all ready to play, and I know this evening that Henry is out there. Henry is one of my 4-year-old younger generation supporters, so glad to have you here. Help your dad out, I know he needs it. All right, so welcome everybody to the Pub Quizzle. Another week has passed. We are here another Tuesday night and know that the sun is shining, so thank you for still coming to the Pub Quizzle. I hope you have your pens and pencils and paper at the ready so we can have a great quiz tonight. As always, you can play in a team, you can play against one another, you can play solo, you can challenge your neighbours, your work colleagues, whoever you like. So we will have, as always, 6 rounds of 15 questions this evening, and as you always know, the key tactical play is where you will play your joker. When you play your joker on a round, that enables you to double your points, so 30 whole points available for a round rather than just 15. So the important thing, as always, is what are those rounds tonight, so you can make the decision as to where to play that joker. So let's have a look. So round 1 this evening is going to be food and drink. Round 2 is going to be art and literature. Round 3, which is our audio round, is going to be TV themes. So I will play you the first 15 to 20 seconds of a TV theme and you have to identify the TV programme. We will then have our halftime break of 5 minutes. I'll give you a reminder at this point what the remaining rounds are in case you haven't played your joker by this point. We will go to round 4, which is potluck, which is just all the random trivia and facts that there are in Ali B's brain. Round 5, we have a new round this evening, which is fashion. So fashion makes an appearance at the Pub Quizzle for round 5. And then finally round 6, our picture round this evening, world flags make a comeback. Now, I know some people are fans of flags, so that might be an opportune moment to play your joker. For everybody else, have a look, make your decision. Where are the double points going to come from this evening? And on that, we will start with our first round, food and drink. So if you would like to play your joker first up, going strong and bold, then please do so. Declare it to your team members, to those you are playing with or against, and we will get cracking with our first question tonight, which is: in which drink would you find the substance quinine? In which drink would you find the substance quinine? I am drinking a red wine this evening, Spanish, Tempranillo red to match my bow tie. Question 2. What type of flour is used to make bread dough? What type of flour is used to make bread dough? Question 3. What is the main ingredient in rosti? What is the main ingredient in rosti? Question number 4. Which pork salami sausage snack had the advertising slogan, "It's a bit of an animal"? Which pork salami sausage snack had the advertising slogan, "It's a bit of an animal"? We had our slogans round last week, so I have been looking at a few different slogans and one's crept into food and drink this week. Question number 5. Which country's national dish is Wiener Schnitzel? Which country's national dish is Wiener Schnitzel? Question 6. What does IPA stand for? What does IPA stand for? Okay, question number 7. What flavour are the Pick and Mix Sweets Blackjacks? What flavour are the Pick and Mix Sweets Blackjacks? Question 8. What is the chemical formula for table salt? What is the chemical formula for table salt? Question number 9. The combination of star anise, cloves, fennel, cinnamon, and Sichuan pepper is commonly known as what? The combination of star anise, cloves, fennel, cinnamon, and Sichuan pepper is commonly known as what? And question number 10. Which poisonous chemical substance is found in apple pips? Which poisonous chemical substance is found in apple pips? Okay, now moving on to question number 11. A pina colada is made with coconut milk, rum, and which fruit juice? A pina colada is made with coconut milk, rum, and which fruit juice? Question 12. Complete the following quote from Charles de Gaulle. How can you govern a country which has 246 varieties of what? Complete the following quote from Charles de Gaulle. How can you govern a country which has 246 varieties of what? Question 13. What type of pastry is used in a profiterole? What type of pastry is used in a profiterole? Okay, question number 14. The name for which Indian curry dish prepared with pulses stems from the Sanskrit word meaning to split. The name for which Indian curry dish prepared with pulses stems from the Sanskrit word meaning to split. And finally, question number 15 in your food and drink round this evening is, what fruit is traditionally used in Eve's pudding? What fruit is traditionally used in Eve's pudding? Okay, and that brings us to the end of our first round tonight. So make sure you've got your answers. No gaps. Remember what I say, don't leave any gaps. You never score anything for a gap. Have a guess, have a go. And we'll move on now to round 2, which is art and literature. So if this is your area of expertise, please do declare that you'll be playing your joker tonight on art and literature. All right, and we will move on now for our first question, which is, which soup appeared in a famous piece by Andy Warhol? Which soup appeared in a famous piece by Andy Warhol? And I'm looking for the brand of the soup there. Brand of the soup. Okay, question number 2. Who wrote the children's books The Twits and the Magic Finger? Who wrote the children's books The Twits and the Magic Finger? Question number 3. In Dali's piece The Persistence of Memory, what objects can be seen to be melting? In Salvador Dali's piece, The Persistence of Memory, what objects can be seen to be melting? Okay, question 4. Which novel has the following opening line? It is a truth universally acknowledged that a single man in possession of a good fortune must be in want of a wife. So which novel has the following opening line? It is a truth universally acknowledged that a single man in possession of a good fortune must be in want of a wife. Question 5. How many limbs did the Vitruvian man have? How many limbs did the Vitruvian man have? Question 6. Which artist is best known for a painting of his mother? Which artist is best known for a painting of his mother? Question number 7. Areas in which UK city inspired scenes in the Lord of the Rings books? Areas in which UK city inspired scenes in the Lord of the Rings books? Question 8. Who sculpted the Thinker and the Kiss? Who sculpted the Thinker and the Kiss? Question 9. Which Welsh poet was born in Swansea in 1914? Which Welsh poet was born in Swansea in 1914? And question number 10. Who are Julian, Dick, Anne, George and Timmy? Who are Julian, Dick, Anne, George and Timmy? They have a collective name, that's what I'm looking for. Okay, now moving on to question number 11. Who painted The Scream? Who painted The Scream? The famous painting. That one. Question 12. Who had the pen name Eric Arthur Blair? Who had the pen name Eric Arthur Blair? Question number 13. What did artist Andy Brown use to create a portrait of Queen Elizabeth II? So was it A, tea bags, B, rose petals, or C, lion hair? What did artist Andy Brown use to create a portrait of Queen Elizabeth II? Was it A, tea bags, B, rose petals, or C, lion hair? Question 14. Which Shakespeare play includes the characters Oberon, Titania and Lysander? Which Shakespeare play includes the characters Oberon, Titania and Lysander? Question 15, to finish off our art and literature round tonight. Which photographer took photographs of John Lennon hours before his murder? Which photographer took photographs of John Lennon hours before his murder? Okay, and that brings us to the end of our second round. So now we are going to move to our audio round tonight, which is Guess the TV Theme. So you will hear 15 clips, in the beginning of the intro to a TV program, and you have to identify what that TV program is. So they are UK and US TV shows. So if you would like to play your joker here, please do so, declare it. The way we're going to do this, I am going to play all 15 once through, but because they're a little bit longer, I won't double up straight away. I'll play all 15, then we'll go back to number 1 and we'll go through them all one more time. Okay, so let's get me ready to play these for you. If you just give me a moment. Right, so now here is our first clip. Which TV show is this from?
Who do you think you are kidding, Mr. Hitler, if you think we're on the run?
Okay. Question number 2. Which TV show is this from? Okay. Question number 3. What is this from? Okay. Number 4. What is this from?
What'll I do when you are far away and I am blue? What'll I do
Number 5. How about this one? Question 6. Which TV show is this from? All right. Question 7. What is this from? Question number 8. Which TV show does this come from? Question number 9. On which TV show might you hear this intro?
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant.
Question 10. How about this? Question number 11. Which show is this from? Question number 12. Whole intro there for you. Question 13. What TV show is this from? Okay, question 14.
See there's a beauty standing. Is she really everywhere? A reflection.
Okay, and your last TV show theme tonight. What is this from? Okie doke. All right, that's all of them. But as I am a very kind quiz master, as I said, I will play them all again. So listen out for any that you missed or you needed to think about again. So let's go back to clip number 1.
Who do you think you are kidding, Mr. Hitler, if you think we're on the run?
Number 2. Number 3. Number 4.
What'll I do when you are far away and I am blue? What'll I do?
Number 5. Number 6. Number 7. Number 8. Number 9.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant.
Number 10. Number 11. Question 12. Number 13. Question 14.
You'll see there's a beauty standing. Is she really everywhere? A reflection.
And finally, your last clip of the night, 15, one last time. Okay, and so that brings us to the end of our audio round tonight, round 3, and brings us to the halfway point in our quiz. So we will now take our scheduled 5-minute break so you can confirm all those answers for the first half, top up your drinks, grab some more nibbles, and I will be back with the answers for the first 3 rounds very shortly. See you soon, everyone. Welcome back, everyone, to the second half of your pub quizzle tonight. I hope your glasses are charged, refilled. I hope you're all feeling good, because we are now going to have a look at our answers from the first round. So get your pencils and pens ready for marking. So back to round one, which was our food and drink round. So our first question was, in what drink would you find the substance quinine? And that is tonic water, So very important to keep the mosquitoes away, all those gin and tonics. Now, question number two, what type of flour is used to make bread dough? So I was looking for strong flour, but I will also accept wheat flour or bread flour, because I know that is a term used particularly in the US. So strong flour, wheat flour, or bread flour. Question three, what is the main ingredient in rusty? That is potato. Question number four, which pork salami sausage snack had the slogan, "It's a bit of an animal"? That was pepperami. Question number five, which country's national dish is a Wiener Schnitzel? That is Austria. Question number six, what does IPA stand for? India Pale Ale. Question number seven, what flavour are the Pick and Mix Sweets Blackjacks? They are aniseed flavour. Question number eight, what is the chemical formula for table salt? That is NaCl, sodium chloride. Question number nine, the combination of star anise, cloves, fennel, cinnamon and Sichuan pepper is more commonly known as five spice. Question 10, which poisonous chemical substance is found in apple pips? Cyanide, but don't worry, not really enough in an apple to harm you if you do eat the core and pips. Question 11, a pina colada is made with coconut milk, rum and pineapple juice. Question 12, complete the following quote from Charles de Gaulle. How can you govern a country which has 246 varieties of cheese? Cheese, of course, in France. Question 13, what type of pastry is used in a profiterole? That is choux pastry. Question number 14, the name for which Indian curry dish prepared with pulses stems from the Sanskrit word meaning to split? That is dal, and there's one spelling of dal, but there are numerous other spellings as well, so however you have chosen to spell that. Question 15, which fruit is traditionally used in Eve's pudding? That is apples, to finish off our first round. Okay, now moving to art and literature. Question number 1, which soup appeared in a famous piece by Andy Warhol? That was Campbell's soup. Question 2, who wrote The Twits and the Magic Finger? Roald Dahl. Question 3, in Dali's piece The Persistence of Memory, what objects can be seen to be melting? Clocks. Question 4, the opening line, it's a truth universally acknowledged, a single man in possession of good fortune must be in want of a wife. Pride and Prejudice, Austen's Pride and Prejudice. Number 5, how many limbs did the Vitruvian Man have? 8. 4 arms and 4 legs. Question 6, he's the one, the Da Vinci one, where it's the man with his arms and legs outward in the circle and square. That's the Vitruvian Man. Question 6, which artist is best known for a painting of his mother? That was Whistler, James Whistler. Question 7, areas in which UK city inspired scenes in the Lord of the Rings books? Ding, 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 Birmingham, of course. Tolkien moved to Birmingham and it inspired lots of the scenes move over New Zealand. Question number 8, who sculpted The Thinker and the Kiss? That was Rodin, Auguste Rodin. Question number 9, which Welsh poet was born in Swansea in 1914? Dylan Thomas. Question 10, who are Julian, Dick and Anne? George and Timmy the dog? Famous Five. Question number 11, who painted The Scream? That was Edvard Munch. Question number 12, who had the pen name Eric Arthur Blair? George Orwell. Question number 13, what did Andy Brown use to create a portrait of Elizabeth II? They were all very English answers there, but the answer was A, tea bags. Question number 14, Which Shakespeare play includes the characters Oberon, Titania and Lysander? A Midsummer Night's Dream. And finally, question 15. Which photographer took photos of John Lennon hours before his murder? Annie Leibovitz. Annie Leibovitz. All right, now moving on to those TV themes, which I'm sure some of them you knew, but you couldn't quite bring to mind the answers. So number 1 was Dad's Army. Number 2, The Chase. Quality quizzing. Question 3, Jonathan Creek. Question 4, Birds of a Feather. Question 5, Casualty. Question 6, Come Dine With Me. Question 7, Magnum P.I. Question 8, Mastermind. More quizzing. Question 9, Golden Girls. Question 10, Midsummer Murders. Question 11, Desperate Housewives. Question 12 was Emmerdale. Question 13, The Big Bang Theory. I'm sorry, I clearly haven't proofed this very well this week. Question 14, Sweet Valley High. And finally, question 15, Dragon's Den. So to confirm, 13 should be The Big Bang Theory. There we go. All right, so there are your answers for the first half. We will now move on to remaining 3 rounds. So as a reminder, for those of you that haven't played your Joker yet, round 4 will be potluck, random trivia. Round 5 will be fashion. And round 6, our picture round, will be world flags. World flags again. Okie doke. So let's move to round number 4, potluck. If you would like to play your Joker, please do declare this now. And we will get cracking with our first question. So question number 1. What is the Italian expression used to mean dining outdoors? What is the Italian expression used to mean dining outdoors? Hopefully something we've all been getting the chance to do. Question number 2. Who played Elle Woods in the film Legally Blonde? Who played Elle Woods in the film Legally Blonde? Question number 3. What is the chemical symbol for strontium? You knew it had to be there somewhere. What is the chemical symbol for strontium? Question 4. The Tiber River runs through which capital city? The Tiber River runs through which capital city? Question 5. What is unusual about Holly Hunter's character Ada McGrath in the film The Piano? What is unusual about Holly Hunter's character Ada McGrath in the film The Piano? '90s film, I think. Pretty sure it was the 90s. Oscar-winning film. What was unusual about her character? Question number 6. Which film studio has a logo with a mountain surrounded by 22 stars? Which film studio has a logo with a mountain surrounded by 22 stars? Question number 7. Which saint was condemned to death by a spiked breaking wheel, which then shattered at her touch? Which saint was condemned to death by a spiked breaking wheel, which then shattered at her touch? All right, now question number 8. Which animal does the adjective vulpine refer to? Which animal does the adjective vulpine refer to? Question number 9. American TV show Smallville followed which superhero through his teenage years into young adulthood? American TV show Smallville followed which superhero through his teenage years into young adulthood? And question number 10. Which Greek mathematician is said to have shouted Eureka while in the bath? Which Greek mathematician is said to have shouted Eureka while in the bath? All right, moving on now to question number 11. Santiago is the capital of which country? Santiago is the capital of which country? Question number 12. Colonel Robert Wilson faked a photo of which monster? Colonel Robert Wilson faked a photo of which monster? Question 13. Who created the Star Wars franchise? Who created the Star Wars franchise? Question 14. Which horse won the Grand National in 2018 and 2019? Which horse won the Grand National in 2018 and 2019? And finally, question number 15. What is the name of the flag on a pirate ship? What is the name of the flag on a pirate ship? All right, and that brings us to the end of our potluck round tonight. So we are now going to move on to a new round for this evening. Round 5 is going to be fashion. Fashion. Okay, so if you would like to play your joker, all the fashionistas out there, please do so declare, and we will get cracking with our first question in the fashion round tonight, which is, what item of clothing is a fedora? What item of clothing is a fedora? Question number 2. Which French term meaning high fashion or high sewing is the creation of exclusive custom fitted clothing? Which French term meaning high fashion or high sewing is the creation of exclusive custom fitted clothing? Question 3. Which model presented the TV show America's Next Top Model? Which model presented the TV show America's Next Top Model? Question 4. Which shoes are called klompen in Dutch? Which shoes are called klompen in Dutch? Question number 5. Which nationality is model Giselle Bündchen? What nationality is model Giselle Bündchen? Question number 6. Which sporting fashion label has a crocodile as its logo? Which sporting fashion label has a crocodile as its logo? Does do more than sport now, but it is known as a sporting fashion label. Question 7. Who is editor-in-chief for the magazine Vogue? Who is editor-in-chief for the magazine Vogue? Question number 8. Who designed the apparel for Team GB's 2012 Olympic teams? Who designed the apparel for Team GB's 2012 Olympic teams? London's Olympic year. Who designed Team GB's apparel? Question number 9. What do the initials stand for in the shop name H&M? What do the initials stand for in the shop name H&M? Also, just to clarify, for question 7, we are talking about the US Vogue magazine. And question number 10. What was the name of the British Sunday night TV show about fashion, which was aired on BBC One from 1986 to 2000? What was the name of the British Sunday night TV show about fashion, which was aired on BBC from 1986 to 2000? One that made you thought about school the next day? Question number 11. Which designer is famous for launching the miniskirt? Which designer is famous for launching the miniskirt? Question 12. In the 1990s, which supermodel famously fell over on the catwalk while wearing a pair of Vivienne Westwood shoes? In the 1990s, which supermodel famously fell over on the catwalk while wearing a pair of Vivienne Westwood shoes? Question number 13. Which British group had a hit in 1966 with the song Dedicated Follower of Fashion? Which British group had a hit in 1966 with the song Dedicated Follower of Fashion? And question number 14. Who designed the Queen's wedding dress? Who designed Queen Elizabeth II's wedding dress? And finally, question number 15 on the fashion round tonight is: the 4 fashion capitals of the 20th century were considered to be Paris, London, New York, and which other missing city? The 4 fashion capitals of the 20th century were considered to be Paris, London, New York, and which other missing city? All right, and that brings us to the end of round 5. So now we come to our final round of the night, which is our picture round as always, and we have world flags this evening. So you will see 15 flags and you have to identify the country that they are a flag of, a flag associated with. So which country do these flags represent? As usual, I have broken them down into 3 sets of 5. You will have 2 minutes on each set of 5 to note down your answers. I'll give you a 30-second warning and then a 5-second countdown, and we will move on to the next set, and I will not show you them again once your 2 minutes is up. That is it, so watch carefully. Alrighty, so let's get cracking with our first set of 5 flags. Here we go. Seconds to go, everyone. 30 seconds on these. 5. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. And here's your next 5. Seconds, everyone. Five seconds. 3, 2, 1. And here's your final 5. 30 seconds left. Seconds. 3, 2, 1. And that brings us to the end of our quiz tonight. Okay, everyone. So if you just confirm all of your final answers there, that you've got everything written down, noted, checked, you've had all your discussions, because we're going to mark the second half. I've brought up there for you your quizzing bragging rights ladder. Let's see how you go this evening. Maybe tonight is your night to level up. Alrighty, okay, so let's have a look at our answers. So if we go back to round 4, this was our potluck round tonight. So question number 1, what is the Italian expression meaning to dine outdoors? That is al fresco dining. Question 2, who played Elle Woods in the film Legally Blonde? Reese Witherspoon. Question 3, what is the chemical symbol for strontium? SR. Question 4, the Tiber runs through which capital city? Rome. That runs through Rome. Question 5, what's unusual about Holly Hunter's character Ada McGrath in the film The Piano? She is mute. Question 6, which film studio has a logo with a mountain surrounded by 22 stars? Paramount. That is Paramount. Question 7, which saint was condemned to death by a spiked breaking wheel which then shattered at her touch? That was St. Catherine. You may have spelt it in a number of different ways, but that is the way I spell St. Catherine. Question number 8, which animal does the adjective vulpine refer to? That is the fox. Question number 9, TV show Smallville followed Superman through his teenage years into young adulthood. Question 10, which Greek mathematician is said to have shouted Eureka while in the bath? That is Archimedes. Question number 11, Santiago is the capital of Chile. Question number 12, Colonel Robert Wilson faked a photo of the Loch Ness Monster. Question number 13, who created the Star Wars franchise? That is George Lucas. Question number 14, which horse won the Grand National in 2018 and 2019? That was Tiger Roll. Question number 15, what is the name of the flag on a pirate ship? The Jolly Roger. The skull and crossbones is the Jolly Roger. Okay, now moving on to round 5, which was our fashion round. A new round tonight. So what item of clothing is a fedora? That is a hat. Question number 2, the French term meaning high fashion or high sewing is haute couture. Question number 3, which model presented the TV show America's Next Top Model? Tyra Banks. Question 4, which shoes are called klompen in Dutch? Clogs. They are clogs. Question 5, which nationality is model Gisele Bündchen? She is Brazilian. Question number 6, which sporting fashion label has a crocodile as its logo? That is Lacoste. Question 7, who is editor-in-chief for the magazine Vogue, the US version of the mag, is Anna Wintour. Question number 8, who designed the apparel for Team GB's 2012 Olympic teams? Stella McCartney. Question 9, what do the initials stand for in the shop name H&M? Hens and Moritz. Question number 10, the name of the British Sunday night TV show about fashion from 1986 to 2000, The Clothes Show, along with the Antiques Roadshow. That was definitely one that made me think it was school tomorrow. Question number 11. Which designer is famous for launching the miniskirt? That is Mary Quant. Mary Quant. Number 12. In the 90s, which supermodel famously fell over while wearing a pair of Vivienne Westwood shoes? Naomi Campbell. She did, of course. Get Up and Carry On. Question number 13. Which British group had a hit in 66 with the song Dedicated Follower of Fashion? The Kinks. The Kinks. Question 14. Who designed the Queen's wedding dress? That is Norman Hartnell. Norman Hartnell. And finally, in the fashion round, the 4 fashion capitals of the 20th century: Paris, London, New York, and, this wasn't the Birmingham answer, it had already gone, it was Milan. Milan. Alrighty, now on to our final round, picture round, which was the world flags. So they were: number 1, China; number 2, Chile; number 3, France; number 4, Nepal; number 5, Norway; number 6, Canada; number 7, Tunisia; number 8, Spain; number 9, Argentina; number 10, Barbados; number 11, Austria; number 12, Cap Verde. I think it's Verde, but Cap Verde, however you pronounce it. I think it's Cap Verde. Question 13, Cyprus. Question 14, Iran. And finally, your last flag of the night was Germany. Germany. All right, so that brings us to the end of our quiz tonight. How did you get on? Let's have another look. There's our quizzing bragging rights ladder. Tot your answers up and see if you have leveled up tonight. So that is the end of our quiz. Thank you for coming to the Pub Quizzle. I know today lots of people have been muting their social media for the events that have been going on in the US. I decided to carry on because everyone is welcome at the Pub Quizzle and it brings people together. But tonight, I normally would say at this point, follow me on Instagram or Twitter, but I would encourage you to follow these accounts that I follow that help white people and other people of colour to think about their privilege, think about black people and how they can read, learn, listen to improve their understanding. So on Twitter at Mireille Sharper, who is a writer, and on Instagram at Priv2Prog, Privilege to Progress. So I encourage you to have a look at those. I will leave those on just for a moment so you can note them down. And thank you very much, everyone, for coming to the Pub Quizzle tonight. I hope to see you next week. Thanks, everyone. Night.